France holds its final round of presidential elections within days, and tonight's televised debate was vicious. Far-right populist Marine Le Pen called her opponent a banker ready to sell out French values. Centrist Emmanuel Macron called her a parasite, fanning fears with lies. National polls show Le Pen trailing badly, but in many parts of rural France, her anti-immigrant, anti-EU message resonates. And Nala Ayed went there to find out why.
Away from cosmopolitan France, the allure right now is the spring. Eyefuls of new life, an invitation to stay a while. The promise of renewal kept for another year. Less so inside the tiny villages, speckled as they are with the traces of better days. Places marked by time and by ritual. It's always a little jarring when the outside slips in.
Bonjour monsieur, un tract sur la ruralité.
The sales pitch is information on rural life. The salesman is Amar Chaib Dra, a volunteer for far-right presidential candidate Marine Le Pen.
You can see me, you know, I'm dark and I'm with the front, you know, and as long as you love France and you are ready to fight for France, you are welcome.
On paper, this should be comfortable terrain for Le Pen's Front National, though there are no guarantees at the Saturday market.
Il faut y aller à visage couvert, découvert et pas couvert. Hein. Faut que ça soit marqué dessus que vous travaillez pour Marine.
C'est ici, hein.
Ouais, enfin,
On a le
faut avoir des bons yeux, hein.
Ah, c'est juste derrière, madame. I think she's stupid. Well, I say this, I'm laughing, but I think she don't share our idea. Maybe she's probably a communist or...
Why is she more popular in this kind of area than she is in Paris, let's say?
Because here it's the real France. It's what we like, you know. We love our traditions, and people sometimes, you know, French people are scared to lose all of this, you know. They want to be French forever.
Simultaneously striking here is the quiet and the crushing sensation of being forgotten.
Ici, par exemple, là où il y a les volets bleus, jusqu'en 1980, c'était un restaurant.
As mayor of the village of Argenvilliers, southwest of Paris, Pascal Melenguer has a ready tally of the casualties. 2 restaurants, cafes, a butcher, a classroom, and a nearby factory. Many who live here are farmers, but the shortage of other jobs and services is a constant. The mayor is in tune with how that's affected political leanings, though he isn't necessarily in agreement.
À côté de ça, il y a encore des gens qui ont un peu un refus de cette récession qu'on a depuis plus d'une décennie maintenant, ce qui fait que le Front National, l'extrême droite, emporte beaucoup de voix ici.
Et pourquoi?
Les gens ont un certain ras-le-bol de gouvernement qui, depuis 30 ans, les gens ne voient pas assez d'évolution ou autre. Et c'est là un peu un dilemme quand même, parce que les gens en ont marre de ne pas avoir de changement.
The party has promised that elusive renewal to protect ordinary French citizens, to leave the EU and its unwieldy rules, and to make France great again. Words that sway the forgotten.
La ruralité, oui. Mais souvent, elle est un peu l'oubliée des politiques, ça.
Philippe Legrand inherited the farm and its boundless challenges from his father. He says in politics, rural France is often an afterthought. He'd wanted to vote for the right-wing Republican Party until its leader was accused of corruption. So he switched.
La première fois, le premier tour, comment vous avez voté?
Eh bien, j'ai voté les Marine Le Pen. Mais j'ai pas dit que j'avais... Toutes les idées à Marine n'étaient bonnes, j'ai pas dit ça. Mais je suis à peu près comme 90% des Français qui ont voté ça, c'est qu'ils en ont marre, c'est tout.
We here this weekend just like pretty much every other weekend.
As part of the mix here, there is a splash of Paris. Along with the euros they bring to the village where they bought a second home, Régine and Patrice Hutin bring a counter view.
We've lived in the States, we've lived in the UK, and I think we understand the need to be open to what's happening in the outside world, which is not a view that is shared by many around here.
Marine Le Pen's anti-EU, anti-Euro ideas will be costly for rural France, he says.
But for us, it's less of a problem than for the people from the town here who are going to be ransacked.
Patrice decided last year that Emmanuel Macron was the answer to France's malaise, and he persuaded Régine to vote for him too. Was it an instant decision, or did you have to think
No,
about it?
he worked on me a lot.
Heavily.
To Le Grand, Macron, who started his own centrist movement, is just another socialist. For the vote ahead, what weighs on Le Grand's mind is how close he teeters to the edge.
Parce qu'on est déjà dans le rouge, alors c'est pas... Une entreprise, elle peut pas se permettre d'être toujours dans le rouge, c'est pas possible. Donc un jour ou l'autre, il va falloir que ça remonte, ou ben alors on arrête, c'est tout.
I can't blame people for having this in their mind when they go to the poll station last week or next week.
How pivotal is this election, do you think, for the future of this country?
It's absolutely fundamental, because if Macron is not elected, or if Macron is elected and is not able to improve the state of the country, of the society, of the people in a significant way, next time around it's going to be a disaster.
One person's disaster is another's revolution. Together, they barrel down a road shaped mostly by disappointment. Nala Ayed, CBC News, Argenvilliers, France.